The largest country in Western Europe, France has long been a gateway between the continent's northern and southern regions. Its lengthy borders touch Germany and Belgium in the north, the Atlantic Ocean in the west, and the Pyrenees Mountains and Spain in the south. It also borders the Mediterranean Sea in the southeast, and the Alps, Switzerland, and Italy in the east. France has a very diverse landscape. There are beautiful beaches on the southeast coast, home to the French Riviera, and towering mountains in the south and east, where the snow-capped French Alps rise to the sky. Europe's tallest peak, Mont Blanc, is found in the French Alps, standing at a massive 4,810 m tall. Wide, fertile plains dominate most of the north and west, making France the agricultural epicenter of Europe. The sprawling forested plateau of the Massif Central, a range of ancient mountains and extinct volcanoes, occupies France's southern interior. France has lots of land area to provide habitat for a wide variety of plants and animals. More than 25% of its territory is covered with forest, and another 50% is countryside or farmland. Lowland forests are home to deer and wild boar, while the woodlands of the Alps and Pyrenees provide refuge for rare chamois antelope, ibex, brown bears, and alpine hares, among many other species. The Mediterranean coastline is a stopover for millions of migrating African birds too, including flamingos, vultures, egrets, and bee-eaters. The French government has made a broad commitment to preserving open spaces and the wildlife they contain. In fact, about 10% of the country has been set aside as national or regional parklands and nature reserves. The history of France. There is evidence that early relatives of humans first settled in France nearly 2 million years ago. By 300,000 BC, Neanderthals arose there, and by 40,000 BC, Cro-Magnons had arrived. Over time, Celtic tribes from Central Europe moved into the region, and when the Romans occupied the territory in the 2nd century BC, they named it Gaul. Julius Caesar established full Roman control over Gaul in 51 BC, but by 400 AD Rome was in decline. Gaul was attacked by neighboring tribes, including Visigoths, Vandals, and the Germanic Franks, from which France would eventually get its name. In 843, a treaty created the territory of West Francia, which would later become France. Over the next 1,000 years, West Francia was ruled by a series of powerful kings. Several wars were fought over who would rule France, including the Hundred Years' War, from 1337 to 1453. In 1789, a violent period of change called the French Revolution began, eventually ending in the overthrow of the monarchy. Facts about France. The Arc de Triomphe in Paris was built to honor those who fought and died for France in the Napoleonic Wars and French Revolution. Napoleon Bonaparte, a general during the French Revolution, declared himself leader of France in 1799. He began a campaign of wars with neighboring countries and built a large French empire that ruled over much of continental Europe. But France's domination in Europe came to an end in 1815, when Napoleon was defeated at the Battle of Waterloo. France later suffered great losses in both World War I and World War II. It has since emerged, though, as an important and prosperous world power.